Hey everyone, it's Joe, the 50-something Dasher, with another daily recap video here. This is for February 6th. It's a Tuesday afternoon, and a very eventful dash that I had today. Unusually busy for a Tuesday, so I've got a lot of stuff to unpack here in this video. Let's get right to it. Start time. I got up early this morning, went to bed early, so um, started the dash at 4:28 in the morning. And you see here, 4:29, just 1 minute later, I get my first offer, 675, just under 8 miles speedway. So I go ahead and take it. Of course, like I always say, I have to factor in extra miles when I'm taking an order from home. So I took this. The only problem with this, well, I didn't put this in my notes, but when I got there, it was two like 20-ounce drinks and then a fountain drink, and then the associate asked me to make the fountain drink, which I don't have a problem with. It was a big gulp, and they had like three or four different sizes of big gulp. So um, I, I didn't know it gave the ounces in the app, but when I looked at the different big gulp sizes, like on the machine or whatever, the number of ounces wasn't on any of those cups or the cup holders. So when in doubt, I just the size that I thought was the one I was supposed to get, I just got the size larger than that. So that's how I did it. Um, and so, like I said, I don't have any problems making drinks. But the only issue with this delivery is when I got to the customer, before I get out of my car on these nighttime deliveries, I hit, that I've arrived and take the photo. I hit that button and turn on my flashlight before I get out of the car. So I kind of use the flashlight so I can see going up the driveway. And my flash wouldn't turn on. So it just like flickered really fast and then just wouldn't turn on. I kept trying to turn the flash button off and on, and I couldn't get it to come back on. Um, so um, but took the porch was like well lit, so I didn't need the flash anyway for the picture. And I come back to my car, started driving away, and realized that I forgot to ring the doorbell. That was in the instructions. So it doesn't take much to get me distracted on these orders. I'm sitting there messing around with that flashlight, and then I forget that detail of the instructions. So, um, wouldn't be surprised if that delivery, because I forgot to ring the doorbell, wouldn't be surprised if that's my next 1 star. We'll have to wait and see. So next was a um, 524, 6.4 mile McDonald's. I went ahead and took this. It's just a little bit over on the mileage. But still, still really early in the morning, only 5:10 in the morning. So, um, and I get to this McDonald's. This particular McDonald's location, um, in the app, it does not update like when the other location, which I'll get to in a minute for I think it's the next order. Um, Before a certain time in the instructions, it'll just automatically say go through the drive-through. And but this location here, it does not. It always says go to the lobby. So I always, and it didn't really bother me this morning. I'll park the car, I'll try both doors, and I'm assuming they're locked, but I'll try them anyway, which they were. And then I went through the drive-throughs, and no big deal. I didn't really mind. Um, and no other notes or whatever about that order. Next was a 525, 7.5 mile McDonald's. You see the previous one delivered to Darbydale. So the reason why I took this order is because I got to drive like I the previous order delivered out of zone, and I'm still in Darbydale when I get this order. I've got to drive like 5 miles, 6 miles back to my zone anyway. So that's why I took this order. And you see, once I get to this is the other McDonald's, and once I would get there, then the customer is just down the street. So that's why I took this. And on this order, um, again, I had, well, this time the flash worked on my phone, but the app was saying that the picture was too dark. And in the past, when I get this message, I just take the picture again, and I would get a picture that has enough light. For this order, I couldn't get a picture that the with enough light in it. And so I kept seeing that message, but I was able to submit the dark photo anyway, so that was a first today. I've never, this is the first time I've submitted a photo and the app took it of a picture that it considered to be too dark. So that was a first. Next, another McDonald's. I think I had like in this stretch it was yeah, it was four in a row. Four McDonald's orders in a row. This is the third one. 550, only not even 2 miles. So I get to, make some ground back on mileage with this one. It's supposed to be a leave at the door, but the customer came to the door, so it ended up being a hand to customer. Otherwise, no issues with that. Let's keep them rolling with the McDonald's orders. $5, 4.6 miles. I took this one. So let's keep the McDonald's orders coming. My favorite place to pick up from. This time I rang the doorbell. That was in the instructions again for this order, and I remembered and I rang this customer's doorbell. So there you go. Next, um, now this looks really extremely raunchy, I know, and I took this. Just I guess just because I've only ever picked up from Dunkin' Donuts once before, and so well, why not? I was feeling it. Um, and but and also I figured this particular time, traffic hasn't really picked up yet, so why not? I was just, I don't know, I was just in that kind of mood and wanted to kind of stay busy. When it's this early in the morning, you kind of wonder if you turn down an offer, is it going to be 20, 25 minutes before you get something else? So I get that was a thought that I had as well. So I took this, and you see here, I got the offer at 6:21. I didn't drop this offer off until 6:54. So this ended up being kind of a bad order in terms of the miles to money wasn't good, and the time that it took was, I mean, I spent over a half hour on this and only made $7.50. So not the greatest order, but it is what it is. Um, so after I dropped that off, I stayed right there on the same street the customer lived on. I took about 10 minutes. Some of the stuff to eat that I took with me, I ate some of that. And so at this point, I had six deliveries already, and the sun hadn't even started to come out yet. So off to a rare busy start for a Tuesday. Then I make my way over to the shopping center near Jolly Pirate in Zone, and I wait there for my next order, which ends up being, take a guess, McDonald's again. And here we go with these $5 5 miles. I took it. It's a perfect match, miles to money. Uh, and all the mileage is just, I have to go over to the other side of my zone. And then you see here that, again, customer is near the McDonald's. So, um, kind of funny story on this one. I had, at this point, I had to use the bathroom. So I go in there, and so I walk through the bathroom door, and then through my peripheral off to the side. And as soon as I take a couple of steps, this person is now like to the side and behind me. And somebody waiting to use, I just needed to pee. So the urinals were open. But this person was waiting on the stall to open up. And standing back against the back wall of the restroom, and kind of, I wasn't, obviously not expecting that. So it's just creeped me out just a little bit here. And but I went and did my business, and I think he must have been standing there several minutes and got tired of waiting, because soon after I got in there, he turned around and left. But yeah, that was just kind of creepy. You're gonna. I've talked about it before. I'm an extremely old man who, throughout every day, all day and all night long, every day, all I do is pee. I pee all the time. So there's gonna be countless other restroom stories, in the recap videos for my dashes. So. For whatever that's worth. Okay. So let me get back on track here. Okay, so this order delivered just crossed the shopping center parking lot, and there's a daycare, and that's where this delivered to. And so I go in there, and for the very first time, it's like a double set of doors, and I can only go in the first set, and then they'll usually meet me at that second set of doors to get the order. But they added a little bench for deliveries right there in the breezeway. So now, and I deliver there, I'd say, weekly, just about. And so that's going to make deliveries there a whole lot easier. Now I just have to go through the first doors, the bench is right there, take my picture, boom. So yeah, that's glad they decided to put that bench in there. Next up, $4, 4 miles, McDonald's. I took this. Maybe I shouldn't have. And so what kind of had me concerned was the customer instructions. I'm working on the camper to the right, and some spelling here, but I'm working on the camper to the right side of the driveway, the second one closest to the garage. So I'm like, what is this gonna be? Is this gonna be like is this a business? The person's at work, it sounds like. And is this a business? Is this like a trailer park, campgrounds? I mean, what in the heck am I delivering to here? And so I was kind of worried about that, and especially for just a $4 order. But I picked this order up, head to the customer. When I get closer, it was a house. So it was a house, a garage, and like the instructions said, two little campers. I went to go. It had two doors on it. I went to go knock on the first one, but before I could even knock, the customer came out of the other door and got the order. So it ended up being, an easy delivery. Um, so I was pretty fortunate on that. Then right as I'm dropping that off and heading away, I get a Tim Hortons 625, 7.1 miles. And again, I'm not really, not really out of zone when I drop that order off, but kind of like on the fringes of it. So I've got to go back probably about 2 to 3 miles back to where everything's at anyway. So this order really isn't as bad as it looks. Um, I took this, and this actually delivered close to home. I live in an apartment complex, and these are the homes that are like right across the way from me. Same name as these apartments, and so I delivered that, and was, like I said, was close to home. So I came back here, where as soon as I walked through the front door, I was attacked by Chewbacca, our golden doodle, who's out in the living room resting right now. But yeah, he usually doesn't, when he has to go out, he usually doesn't like jump all over us, like he did today. But um, so that was kind of weird. But I took him out and everything, and had time to walk him and everything before I got my next order. Um, my wife also fixed me a little something to eat. But I couldn't eat it here because I got this order. So what she fixed me, I had to take in the car with me. And I got a pretty good order here. $16.84. Um, 11 miles, only 8 items. This is all taking place in zone pretty much. So yeah, I like I said, I took this and grabbed my food and started heading up to Meijer. Here's the list. There's no multiples, 8 different things. You see, there's the first 4 items there. Um, no problems on any of this stuff shopping. Um, this I sent a picture of this roasted turkey breast. I sent a picture to my wife, and she said, you're in all likelihood you're supposed to get like slices of that from like the deli. I don't know. I wasn't 100% sure on something like this. Maybe only like once or twice before have I ever gotten something from behind a deli counter on one of these shopping orders. So I don't hardly ever run into this. But this was kind of tricky. This kind of held me up because another guy was getting some meat, so that took a couple minutes. Then I was next, and she typed in the wrong code for when she printed out the label. So she put a sticker on the package saying for ham. And I went to scan it in the app and it wouldn't scan. So I gave it back to her. She had to print up a new label. And so I must have been at that deli counter like 5 or 6 minutes, it seemed like. And this chuck eye roast, I had problems on that. They had this in like they had it like in the main aisle and on a bin on the end of an aisle. And I scanned like 3 or 4 different ones. And it was like where it says the item you scanned is, and what the customer wants is, and both things, said the same thing. So I had to take a picture of what I had. And so did I get so the time on this, I only went 3 minutes over on the shopping time. So even with those delays, I still was able to shop this in a relatively decent amount of time. Um, And then, so that was at 9:22. I delivered 22 minutes later. I completed this delivery. And it took that long to get all the way over there? I guess. Um, there's the pay. $10 from DoorDash. So haven't seen that for a while. 684 customer tip. Then, okay, you see what time it is here, 9:45. So at this point, I'm going to try to start making my way home unless I get another order. And I got another order. My not so favorite place and to get an order from. You know what time it is. It's time for an Aldi's order. Thank you very much. Um, Miles to money is great. 1025, less than 3 miles. So that's great. 14 items. Again, I'm kind of hoping for multiples. Um, so we'll see when we get there. And so it's 9 different things. So there's the first items. And these two the drink mixes, I not only could I not find these two items, I couldn't find any drink mixes whatsoever in the whole entire store. These were the last 2 things I shopped for. I kid you not, I went up and down every single aisle of that Aldi's twice after I shopped everything else because I felt bad about marking it unavailable. And then also on these shopping orders, it asks you to take a picture of the shelf space. Well, I don't know what shelf these are even supposed to be on. So I messaged the customer. I said, hey, I've walked this whole store. I can't find this. Sorry. He said, dude, were you able to find any other drink mixes? And I said no, and he just said okay, but no associates anywhere throughout that whole store that I could see at all. The whole entire time I was shopping that order, no associates. Here's the other part of it. These items weren't too bad at all. I had problems scanning the eggs, and I had to put my phone like all the way up, close up to the barcode before it would scan it. But I finally got the eggs scanned. Then, like as I was shopping, I got this offer for a second Aldi's order, 22 items for only paying me not even $10. No, I mean the mileage was good, only an extra mile and a half, but no, not that could easily been 22 additional items, and I could have been in that store over a half hour longer for that second order. So no way was I taking that one. Decline. Then I get yet another offer, and I took this one. This is the subject of today's video. This $7.75 Dollar General, only 2 items. So there you go. This is, even though mileage is a little bit longer, but this is a much better offer in my opinion than that previous one. So yeah, I went ahead and took this. And as soon as I accepted that, I get this screen here that it's age restricted, and like I've been saying in these recent videos, I'm trying to get out of these types of orders, but it is what it is. And then so the next is so I finished shopping the Aldi's, checked out, and now it was off to the Dollar General was the next stop in the routing. So here is my list. That's all I'm getting is 2 Mucinexes. And so I found those pretty much right away, and then it has me head to the customer for deliver this Mucinex, and I go up to the door, and the customer's already waiting there, and I go to scan the ID, and like immediately I'm talking, I point my phone to that license, and this all takes like a millisecond to happen. As soon as I point my phone, boom, a message comes up saying this license is expired. And so here's the next screen that I got after that, and it, don't hand over. I couldn't do the delivery, so, and then you see here it says you'll receive the full pay if and right here it says right here, this second one, recipient can't provide ID because she had an expired license. And I kind of looked at this, and I looked at the customer. I was like, and when I told her it was, the app said it was expired, she's like, oh, I didn't even know that. And I kind of glanced again at her ID right after I seen that it was expired. I took a quick glance at her ID again, and I saw that it had expired this past October. Um, so like over 3 months ago, her driver's license expired. She didn't even know it. And like I said, she was like, "Oh, I didn't even know it expired." And then I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't deliver this." And she just said, she obviously a disappointed look, and she was like, "Okay," and just walked back inside the house, and that was it. So first time I've ran into this situation. And I don't know if anything's changed in the last several years or whatever in the state of Ohio, but, and now this has been years ago. Like I wouldn't even begin to know what year this was, but one time my sister-in-law accidentally let her driver's license expire. Is a Ohio driver's license, and she had to run through the whole entire process of getting a driver's license like she was 16 years old again. She had to get like a temporary permit. She had to go to the BMV and take like the written test. She had to take a driving test, like the whole 9 yards, uh, from scratch. And I would like this customer here today. I wonder if she's going to have to do the exact same thing or not. It'll be interesting to see. Now, these, I know sometimes I've been bad about this. I've talked even in some of the recent videos, you see where there's little details that I miss on these screens, and I did not see these last two things. I just looked at this top half. You know, it's frustrating that I can't like fully like read through a screen, and I don't know. But anyway, I didn't look at this stuff, so I did not tell the customer to contact support if they had any questions. I apologize if by chance that customer miraculously may be watching this video. I apologize that I didn't see this and suggest that you call support. I'm sorry. And then I didn't see this down here. Please return all items to the store. Did not see that. I just figured right on the spot, I just figured, the Mucinex was mine now. I didn't see this. I know Meijer orders, I can't take those orders, especially alcohol. Once you check out with that stuff, you can't bring it back. I've had other orders where I wasn't sure if I was supposed to take it back, and I would call DoorDash support, and they said that's totally up to you. You can, if you want, try to go back to the store to take something back, but you don't have to. You can hold on to it. I've had them tell me that before. But so this is for me. This was a first at Dollar General, and so I was like 98% sure that I wouldn't be able to take this stuff back, but I thought. And like I said, I didn't see this till well after the dash was over, and I came home and I had already fixed lunch and ate lunch and watched some TV, and it was like just before going to start this video when I saw this, and I figured, okay, I'm not busy the rest of this afternoon and evening. I'm not doing anything, so just to be completely on the safe side, I'm going to drive back down to that Dollar General and I'm just going to double check just to make sure. I couldn't call them because it's just some like automated phone number. I wasn't going to be able to talk to anybody at that location. So I figure I just take the 20 minutes to drive down there and back, and just to make sure. And so I went down there and checked, and the lady said no, DoorDash orders can't be returned. She said that's why I don't give out receipts on those orders. And but I had a receipt actually because I use self checkout. But anyway, here's the Dollar General order. Here, here they are, the two Mucinexes to add to our medicine cabinet. 12-hour Mucinex, 7 tablets in each thing. I also got this. I don't know. Should I show it? I can't. I can't get it off there. It's on the wall pretty good. But I got a clock up there that was from a Meijer order that had to be canceled, and I got this clock and there was like a couple snacks in that order, and I gotten some other free stuff before. Some alcohol one time. They were like little tiny plastic bottles of Chardonnay, and got to the customer's house, and customer came to the door and said, "Oh, I don't want this order. I thought I had canceled it in the app, but yeah, I don't want it." And so I called DoorDash support, and they said, "Well, just cancel the order." And forgot if I got full pay for that or half pay, or I can't remember. And then but I got to keep the stuff. Um, Lost my screen here. Then okay, so then after this, then I delivered the Aldi's order. So there's the pay screen for that, $5.25 from DoorDash, $5 tip. Um, let's see. That doesn't sound. Wait a minute. That Aldi's order only took me 3 minutes to shop. Not even that. That's no, that can't be right. I was shopping for that other stuff longer than 3 minutes. That's yeah, that doesn't sound right to me. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter, but okay. So next, right after I close that out, immediately get a another pretty decent Meijer order, 11.25, 8.5 miles. The customer isn't too far away from the Meijer, so yeah, I went ahead and took this one. There's the 4 items. On the only problem with this order was on this Tidy Cats litter. They did not have 20-pound containers of any litter at all. I saw some 8 pounds, some 17 pound. I just saw everything but 20. But they did have a 40 pound. So I sent a picture of that to the customer, and they said that was fine. So I couldn't on this order. Sometimes you can do this, other times you can't, but I couldn't add my own substitution for this order. I don't know why it wouldn't let me. So I went to scan it as if I had this item, and then I had to click the button, I have the right item, and then but I took a picture of the 40 pound, and then when I put in my quantity, I still put it like a quantity of two, because I had, in essence, two 20 pounds, you might as well say, if that makes sense. But anyway, how I did it, I was able to check out and everything. So, um, this bread was a little bit difficult to find. It wasn't with the other bread, like sourdough bread, like that. It was in kind of like the regular bread aisle, which was kind of weird. And then, so that again, because of the having to message the customer, I ran over just a couple minutes on the time there. So then here's the summary on that. $7.25 plus a $4 tip. So again, good order. Next was a decline. Just, I mean, I thought about taking it, but at this particular time, 11:23, it should be busy, and it has been busy the whole day up to this point. So if I decline this, I'm thinking I should get something a lot better, really quickly, and I did. So this was at 11:23. 1 minute later, $12, 5.6 miles. So I right away I got something better. Another Meijer order. So only 5 items. So heck yeah. And then I think I was like, I might have been just arriving at Meijer, so I got they went and stacked a Jersey Mike's on me for an additional $5, only 1 mile. So went ahead and added that. I stayed busy today. Rare on a Tuesday. Here's the shopping list. I kind of freaked out a little bit when I saw like all the drinks, but it was mainly just this right here was the 224 packs. This down here, these are only 8-ounce bottles. This was a really tiny little case of water. So that was nothing. And the 8 Diet Pepsis, so it wasn't as bad as I thought. Um, this applesauce, mostly what I saw on the shelf was the no added sugar, but I was supposed to get the regular, and which I finally found it. There was only one of them, and it was all the way back in the back of the shelf. So almost didn't find it, and and got this order 2 minutes under the recommended time. So I finished checking out, and then I end up picking up and delivering the Jersey Mike's next. Um, and then I get, in the process, I get a second Jersey Mike's order, 550 additional 6 miles. So I went ahead and took this. Then and I think so. I got this just as I was getting to the first Jersey Mike's customer. That's when I got that order. So I dropped that off, and then then I was coming out of that housing community or whatever, and the GPS routing, DoorDash wanted me to go to Jersey Mike's next. But I was actually close to home, and I knew that the Meijer customer was just like a mile, maybe just 1 mile down at the end of the street. So I'd already after shopping that order, I already picked up and delivered one order. Now you want to have me go pick up another order. I figured, no, let me just, this is one of those rare times where I switched the routing and I chose to deliver the Meijer instead. So that's what I did. And so you see here, I delivered that at 11:59. Um, and then now it was back over to the Jersey Mike's where I had a pickup time of like 12:02. I actually arrived about 5 minutes after that, so I was a little bit late to the Jersey Mike's, and but I think like on the tag, on the receipt that was on the bag, it had a ready time of like, it's like 11:35 or something like that. So I think this was an order that probably got passed around some other dashers, and or maybe a dasher dropped the order or something along those lines. So something was wrong with that second Jersey Mike's, and so it had a pickup time of like 12:02, and then after I picked it up, I looked at the delivery time that it was supposed to deliver by, and that was 12:02 as well, which obviously I can't pick it up and deliver it at the same time, obviously. So something was not right with that, but this is the time that I delivered it, was 12:18. Let's see. And then next was, this is my last order of the dash, CVS 625, less than 4 miles, only 3 items. So I'm taking this. And here are the items. This I found in the baby and child, the Pedialyte that was along the back aisle. These two things were not in this aisle 16. Usually CVS, the aisle numbers are marked correctly, but I didn't see these two things, and I had to get an associate's help, and she took me like right to where these two things were at, and she found those right away for me. So, and then delivered that, and then logged off. So here is the dash summary. Logged off at 12:48. So my total dash time, 8 hours and 20 minutes. I was logged on today. And so active 6 hours and 30 minutes. That in one dash, that's my longest active time since my record that I set back in like September. It was I want to say like 7 hours 17 minutes, 7 hours 14 minutes, something like that. But since September, this is my longest active time dash. 17 deliveries. So, like I said, rare busy day for a Tuesday. Hopefully, the next 3 days is even busier. We'll see. I drove 114 miles, so did good on mileage. For the $125 I made. The $7 Dollar General, that was included in this figure. It didn't go into like extra or other pay or whatever. It was included with all my other orders. That takes me up to now 2,589 lifetime deliveries. I only had the two declines, so raised my acceptance rate up to 68% after this dash. And that is it. I need to get some more water here. I'm like really thirsty all of a sudden. So I'm going to shut this down. That's it for today's dash. Like I said, pretty eventful. So I'm going to take it easy now the rest of the day. Um, and one other thing I was going to say was um, the next couple. Well, for this month, I really want to try to stay on goal now with my my $400 weeks and. So off to a great start. So I'm already for this week. I'm already ahead. So I can be $5 or $10 under goal each of the next 3 days and still hit my weekly goal. So it's I'm glad I got the week off to a good start here. But anyway, that's it for this video. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications, check out my other videos, and we will see you next time. Thanks again for watching.